Yo, what up, everybody? I am Ian Lara. I'm with my co-host, DJ APM. Thank you guys for checking in. Episode 19. We're almost at 20, bro. The podcast is growing.
DSC Nueva.
If you haven't heard the first episodes, if you're starting off late, go back to the beginning. Listen to all the episodes because this is like a story. Like, you have to listen to the first ones to really understand the later ones. So go back, listen to all the podcasts. This is a great one. We take questions from our listeners. If you have any questions you want us to answer, just DM the page. Thank you guys for hitting us up and telling us how much you guys enjoy the podcast. We really appreciate it. I'm going to be on the road this coming September. I'm in Chicago, I'm in Springfield, Massachusetts, and I'm ending the month in Vegas. I'm on the road till the end of the year, so come see me live.
Boom.
And stay tuned for a big announcement at the end of the episode about a movie I have coming out.
Big.
Thank y'all for listening to the Adulthood Podcast.
Boom.
Peace. Welcome back to the Adulthood Pod.
Yes.
Welcome back to the Adulthood Pod.
Turn up.
Welcome back to the Adulthood Pod.
21.
I'm Ian Lara. This is DJ APM. This is the number one lifestyle and wellness podcast in the hood.
Yes, sir.
Don't listen to us, but listen to this podcast.
Yep.
We do this for the people.
Yep.
We're trying to make better people.
That's right.
I feel like as a society, we have gone away from our roots.
Way too
There's
far.
A lot of craziness going out in this world.
Way too crazy.
And we're just here to reel everybody back in. We're two 30-somethings living in New York City. We've done it all. We've done it all. I'm a comedian. If it's your first time, I'm a comedian. Specials out. HBO. It's called Romantic Comedy. Watch it.
On HBO.
Watch it. He's a DJ. You could catch him spinning all over the city, all over the country.
Making it happen.
We've
all over
done
the
all
world.
the things. We speak from a place of experience.
Perspective.
And we didn't even get a chance to get into it last week, but first of all,
in Montreal.
Yeah, I went to the Montreal
Hey.
Just for Laughs festival. My first time in Montreal, Canada. If you don't know, the festival is the biggest festival, comedy festival in the world.
Boom.
None bigger. Every big name was there. A bunch of big comedians there. I was honored as one of the varieties comics to watch for 2023.
Can we put a round of applause under that, please?
Yeah, Marty doesn't clap. She doesn't care.
Sound effects person.
I was honored. 10 comics. This list, if you don't know about the list, this is like a super special list. Like all the comics that have been named on this list in the previous years, everyone from Kevin Hart to Pete Davidson to Hannibal Buress, Ricky Vallette. It's just a bunch of who's who of famous comics. So I was honored to be named one of those and be allowed into that top 10 varieties fraternity. I was out there. I went, look, to me, this is the thing with me. Like a lot of times other people was out there, and this ain't my first rodeo. I was out there. I was ready to do it. I went with 2 suitcases. I had 6 pairs of sneakers. I had outfits. Every time they saw me, they was like, "Yo, what is going on with you?" I'm like, "You think this is I just woke up and came out here?"
Nope.
I've been planning this for years.
What's the line? Put a plastic bag on me, bitch. I'm acting brand new.
I was out there. I was out there in front of all those managers, agents, producers, directors, and I was doing me. I had fits after fits after fits. We had a cocktail hour. I had a 2-piece burgundy sports suit. It was not like it was like burgundy. Dress pants, burgundy with white stripes. I was ready. We was taking photos.
Variety.
Everybody was like, "Hey, man, you doing the thing. You doing the thing." It was a good time.
Congratulations, bro.
Yeah, went to a lot of parties. You know what I realized when I was in Montreal?
Talk to me.
And I don't want this to sound cocky or arrogant, but I still got it.
What's wrong with confidence?
I just don't want it to sound like what it is.
But the truth?
Yeah.
You don't want it to sound like the truth?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with confidence.
I still got it. We had the party on Friday night. I was there.
What exactly do you have?
I was there. I'll explain. I was there from Wednesday to Sunday. Okay. First of all, I was supposed to fly in Tuesday. Mm-hmm. These airlines, they'll just cancel your flight now.
No reason.
You'll just show up and they'll be like, yeah, we're not doing that.
The flight's
I'm like, but I paid. And they're like, yeah, we're not doing that.
That sounds like a you problem.
Yeah. No explanation. I'm like, did the plane crash? What's the,
we're not going.
We're not going.
We're not going.
And then I was supposed to go there Tuesday, and they're like, oh, we can get you in Saturday. I'm like, who's this flexible?
How? A whole week?
Who's this flexible that I was supposed to go today, but I'm gonna go Saturday?
Which airline is this?
And nothing changed. Delta Airlines.
No way. Not the D.
That's my airline.
That's my what?
I don't like that.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That's crazy.
Ever since COVID, they just don't respect your flight. So I had to buy a new flight.
No. Hold on. Wait, they didn't refund you?
I got refunded, but I had to buy a new flight.
But they don't put you like on the next flight?
No, the next flight was Saturday.
So I
had to buy a new flight.
What airline?
American. Which, I don't like to cheat on my airline.
No, you don't.
I'm brand loyal.
That is a real that is a real serious relationship, airline, like customer, because then you get access to like, have you been to the lounges, the airport lounges?
Have I been to the lounges?
Oh my God.
I've been to the lounges.
If I never do,
Walk into a lounge,
bitch.
I think they're playing my special. And if you look at the TV, I think they're playing my special in there.
I just came to the realization a couple of months ago that I am a bougie bitch. Yeah. I like the airline lounges. I drink Prosecco and
the American Express lounge. That's the best lounge in sports.
Really?
Yeah. There's nothing better.
No.
The Centurion.
American Express?
Yeah, the American Express Centurion lounge. That's the best lounge.
Which one?
There's one at JFK. There's one in like most major airports.
Yeah, it's different.
I usually do the Delta lounge, which is fine, but nothing's better than the American Express lounge.
Okay.
The one in JFK has an Equinox. It has showers. You can get a massage.
Beds.
It has a speakeasy.
Yeah.
It has unlimited food, unlimited drinks, whatever you want.
It's ridiculous.
I think you get a happy ending if you speak to the right person.
You got to know somebody.
Yeah, in that one. Yeah. It's like included in the card membership.
But you have to have the secret
passcode. Yeah. But so Friday night, it's the big festival party. Big party. I did a bunch of shows. I did a bunch of showcases out there. Mm-hmm. Great. All the showcases was fun. Now the big show, the big variety showcase, that was Saturday night.
Okay.
And Friday night, big party. They call it the midnight party because it starts at midnight. I have my boy DJ Cypher Sounds.
Shout out to Cypher.
Shout out Cypher Sounds. Don't get gassed.
Don't get gassed.
Yeah, funny comedian, great comedian, great DJ. He was DJing the party. And I show up to the party. I showed up a little late. I showed up about 12:30, right? And I show up to the party, and the party's good. It's going. It's an industry party, though. It's like a lot of like suits, a lot of agents, a lot of big movers and shakers in Hollywood at this party. And it's sponsored by Tito's Vodka, which is nice. I like Tito's. It's a good vodka. They're not paying us to do this. We just promote for free. Mm-hmm. And people are getting drunk. People getting nice. I see Syph. He's on stage, he's doing his thing. He's DJing, and I'm mingling. I'm doing the rounds. I'm saying hello, shaking hands, kissing babies. You gotta do these things at the festival. I get a couple rounds of the Tito's in me, and it hits me. I'm like, you know what? I'm going on stage.
Yeah,
I don't care what's happening. Make way because I'm going on stage.
Yeah.
I go on stage, I walk up stage, security says nothing. I look like I belong. It's not their fault. They look like this guy's not his first time getting up on stage.
That's half the battle.
Dude, I got up on stage at like 1 a.m. The party was till 3. And Cypher was DJing. And when I tell you we turned that party upside down. We turned the party upside down, dude. You would have thought I was performing the way I had the party jumping.
Yeah.
By the end of the night, the stage was full with people coming up, like comedians that was coming up on stage. Mm-hmm. I think we shook Montreal upside down like they never, like even the festival people were like, we never had a party like this. It was like, because it's 2 New York dudes.
Yeah.
I mean, look, no disrespect to anywhere you from. We love everything. But when it comes to turning up, you're not going to turn up more than 2 New York.
Especially comedians.
Yeah, it's just
it's different. It's a different vibe. I actually have a funny Cypher Sound story for you. If you'd like me to expound.
Please.
He taught me a really good lesson. This was a long time ago. So shout out to Cypher again. Like this is back. I think this is years ago, like the 2000s, like 2007. It's my prom after party. And one of my boys, his brother was a DJ also. Shout out to DJ Joe Vinny. And he had Cypher, he booked Cypher for the after party, right?
Sure.
So it was a big party. They promoted it on High 97, whatever. And my boy at the time, Joe, like he was like, teaching me how to DJ for real. I'm like 16, 17 because I'm trying to take this seriously. But this is also, don't tell my mom, the first time that I had 99 bananas because we're drinking this prom night. Right. So I'm a little bit lit. I'm not in this is adulthood pro tip. I'm not in my usual faculties. I'm drunk. So I go up to Cypher, and as a New York City DJ, you look up to who? Funk Flex and Cypher Sounds. He's been on the radio for years, right? So I'm overly excited. This is where I learned a couple of things. Number one, I go up, I'm a little bit drunk, and I go up to Cypher, don't get gas, right?
Yeah.
The look of disgust that he gave me on his face, like as like I finished the gas, he was like, it was just like, he didn't even say what's up. He just looked at me, gave me a head nod, and kept right back to the records. I was just like, did I just make an ass of myself?
It's funny you should say that, because that's exactly how I greet him now every time I see him. But it's like a full circle thing. Full circle. But you bring up a good point, because this happened to me at one of the parties. At at JFL, I was there, and it was in the lobby of the hotel. They had a couple people there. I mean, Marlon Wayans was there.
Shout out Marlon.
A lot of comedians. Burt Kreischer.
Shout out Burt.
Was there. Jim Gaffigan.
Did he have a shirt on?
Yeah, he had the shirt on.
Okay.
He had the shirt on. He was on one though, but he had his shirt on.
Okay.
And after I see one of my favorite comedians, one of the funniest dudes in my opinion, I think, Lil Rel. And I had never met Lil Rel.
Shout out to Rel.
Yeah, I had never met Lil Rel. For those of you that don't know, he's the TSA cop in Get Out. He's in a bunch of movies. I mean, he's done so many things. Got specials out, HBO, everything. And I was such a fan of his. And we got introduced by a friend of mine, and he had seen my special, and he was telling me how he enjoyed my special. And
that's fire.
And I got bumped. Like when I was talking to him, I got bumped. So a little bit of my drink ended up spilling on his hand, and it was probably top 3 most embarrassing things of my life.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was very, very embarrassing.
That is. Whew.
Yeah, sometimes you drop the ball.
You definitely dropped the ball.
You have a question, Marty?
Yeah,
that was the top 3 most embarrassing things in your life was spilling a little bit of drink.
You spill a drink on a black man, that's pretty, like, I mean, it's pretty much pack it up. Yeah.
Was he wearing something nice too?
Was he wearing something nice?
I
mean, he was wearing a $60,000 watch. Yeah. Spilled a drink. And even he knew, he looked at me like,
you fucked up. You just fucked up now, nigga.
He looked at me like,
that's that face. Yeah.
He looked at me like, I can't believe you.
You don't even have to like describe it. I see the face already just happening.
Yeah, he's like, I can't believe you did this. And I was like, and then the person was like, it was me. I bumped it, but it was too late.
Yeah.
It was too late.
You need to be so much in control that even when somebody bumps you, you can't spill your drink on it.
That was pretty embarrassing. I feel like it ruined that first meet. Yeah. I saw him again later on in the fest, and I didn't even want to say hi.
Yeah, he probably didn't want you to say hi.
Yeah, he thought I was going to spill something.
Yeah, get this spilling ass nigga out of my face.
Yeah. I know, like, in your world, like the white world, there's no, like, spilling is fine.
That comes with it. That comes with it.
Spilling a drink is like normal.
Yeah.
Right?
That almost comes. Yeah, that's automatically in the world.
The privilege.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The privilege of being able to spill drinks and continue to live life normally. I spill a drink, I'm going home.
So do you think Rel won't come on the show? Maybe we got to get more popular.
I mean, I'm sure he won't allow drinks anywhere near him. He was wearing a white sweater.
No. Oh my God. I hope it wasn't. And you said it was Tito. So
it was in soda though, so it was clear. Thank God I didn't have a splash of cranberry. I would have left the festival.
Yo, you probably would have been on TMZ for fighting.
That's one of the most embarrassing things. He didn't even say nothing. He was like,
"There's nothing to say." Yeah. Did you zoom in? Can we zoom in on this face? That's the face. That's exactly the face. Like, yeah, like
there's just a face of utter disappointment.
Are you kidding me?
Like, you should know better.
Yeah,
I would expect this from like a white comic,
but not you.
Yeah. It was tough, but I bounced back. Look, sometimes in life you mess up. It's not about the shots you miss; it's about the shots you don't take. You got to pull yourselves up by the bootstraps and all the sayings. I don't know all of them, but
So, do you think that's why you didn't go to the white party, the Michael Rubin white party? You knew you had shaky hands.
I don't want this out there.
Oh, okay.
You have something to say?
No, I listened to that because I wasn't here for that episode.
You weren't here for that?
I wasn't here for that.
Oh, that's when you quit?
And I wasn't fired. Just clarifying again.
What do you have to say about that
Ashley
episode?
told me that I quit, but I listened to the podcast and you said I was fired. No, I listened to that in this edit and I was like screaming at you through my computer.
Why?
That you didn't
should've
go to
gone.
the white party.
Well, in hindsight, I should have went for the podcast. For the podcast, yes.
Absolutely.
For the podcast, yes. But I explained why I couldn't go.
And it was an accurate, every real.
Could you imagine I would have spilled the drink there?
On Jay-Z. Imagine
would have
spilling
arrested
the drink
me.
on Jay-Z.
They would have arrested me.
I heard. You would have sat in the corner alone and stared at your thumbs, and I get it. But you could have told us about it. In between.
Yeah. But I like, again, look, I'm building up equity in people. Like, now I know Lil Rel, I know people. So next time when I go, I would know some people there. Yeah. And I'm not just left stranded to be by my own devices. Because I'm the kind of person, like, when I'm at an event, if it ain't like what I want it to be, I'm going to just leave. Like, and I feel like I would have just left the Hamptons. I would have took Mike Rubin's helicopter
and came back
and left. Yeah.
But is there a bad thing about that? Like, I feel like that's like normal. I'm not having a good time. I'm out. I'm not gonna stick around if I'm not having a good time.
Yeah, I don't like to take up space too much. Like, I kind of just like to get out on my own. You know.
I mean, at your size, do you really take up that much space?
I mean, I have big energy though.
Oh, okay. That's because that's not something you should really be concerned about.
My energy fills up rooms.
There you go. So Montreal, poutine. You spilling drinks?
Poutine.
Yeah.
That's something else. Well, you said it's something else. Went to the party. The party was so much fun. I mean, I think I was crowd surfing at one point.
No,
that's
crazy.
It was just wild.
That's fire.
The showcase was Saturday night. It's crazy because I had lost my voice, which was like
terrible.
Yeah, because you can't party. You know, I lose my voice. I party hard. I lose my voice. So I had to gain my voice back. But we did the showcase Saturday night. It was great. I got some great responses, and honestly, it was like one of the best weeks of my career.
That's fire,
like,
bro.
being part of that. So
congratulations.
Yeah, so that was good. Yeah. And then I got on a flight and I flew to the Dominican Republic.
¿Qué lo que, mi gente?
Yes, all
ya
those
tú sabes,
things.
Mira.
All those racist things. Yes.
Well, I mean, I'm 118
Yes.
Dominican. I lived uptown for 3 years.
Yes.
It takes over you, bro. You can't live in New York and not know. Like, that's why. What? You don't like mango? What you say? You don't like something?
All of the
that's
things.
Crazy. You don't like cheese. He's lactose intolerant. How you supposed to have a Dominican breakfast?
Accent too. Yeah.
It's okay, Bobby. I make for you, no problem. That's it.
All of the things. And and that was nice. I didn't work out there. I did a couple podcasts and some radio interviews, but that's cool too. Like, I got to hang out with my family. I got to go to the beach, go hang out, and it was nice. It was nice being there. Flying, got recognized a couple times at the airport. People telling me they love the podcast.
Fire.
And that was good. I love it when people be like, "Oh, say hi to APM."
Hey, what's up, bro? I
appreciate that. You guys. One of our listeners, she had tagged us in it. She said she played it for her dad. She's like, I played the foolishness that is the adult podcast for my dad.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that the podcast is hitting. We actually have some emails, right, Marty?
Yeah.
We got some hit ups
now
that we wanted.
One
email correspondent
that we wanted to hit up. If you have like stuff that you guys want us to, you want to hear our opinion on, because somebody had commented, they were like, do you guys give advice? And yeah, like, we're not gatekeepers of this information. The whole reason of the podcast,
it's for you.
It's for you. Like, we know these things.
We must put a disclaimer, because this is the USO, the United States of Liability.
Yeah.
Just please remember that this is for entertainment purposes only.
Right.
The advice, even though it's very sound and it's 99%
we think
accurate,
it's great and true, and you should do it.
You are doing this at your own discretion.
Exactly.
Didn't you drop out? You was like, I'm gonna be a lawyer, but I'm not gonna be a lawyer. But you think like a lawyer, so I know you know this.
Yeah. That's it. That's the disclaimer. We would listen. If you want to let us experiment with your life,
go ahead.
It's nothing better that we'd love. Send the questions.
Yeah.
Send them in.
Okay.
What do we got, Mard?
Okay, we're doing this girl's question first because she sent me this really cute video of a cat stealing a cigarette and said, "Is this the cat that Marty stole from her ex?" But she also spelled my name Marty. So, just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
That my name's not spelled that way. Okay, and she said, I'm gonna read you the whole thing because I feel like you need more love in your life.
Please.
You seem like you're okay. Hey, just wanted to thank you guys and let you know I laugh so much and listen to the Adulthood pod all the time when I'm walking my dog. The three of you really make a hilarious, balanced mix. So I hope Ian doesn't quit. Here's a question for the podcast if you could answer. I thought of this after you were talking about how aggressive women are when they try to wing women. If a girl wants to wing women for her girlfriend, what moves work on girls? Or what moves work on guys? Because admittedly, I think I have tried to wing women before and said, this is my friend, she's single and DTF, and thought that would work. And then was like, little face and hand emoji.
Can we say her name?
Yeah. I don't want to. Okay.
Pardis, thank you. First of all, thank you for listening to the podcast while you walk your dogs.
Yeah,
we really appreciate it. That does mean a lot to us.
For sure.
And that is a great question that you brought up. Yeah. It's funny you bring that up because I actually had a situation happen to me in the Dominican Republic like this. I was at the beach with my my cousin over there, and he drives me around or whatever. We at the beach. We went to eat. We went to eat some fried fish that they do at the beach over there in Boca Chica.
Love a fish fry. And
we meet. We're just sitting there. We're having drinks. We're at the beach. We just went there to eat. Maybe smoke a cigar. Just enjoy the beach. And there's these two girls sitting in front of us. These two? They're around our age, young girls, right? It's just me and my boy talking, having a conversation, my cousin, and then one of them turns around and asks my cousin a question. My cousin's from over there, so she asked him a question. She's like, "Oh, something about the menu." He answers, they laugh, they go back and forth. It's a good interaction. We go back to talking. A couple minutes later, the girl is like, she turns back and she's like, "Do y'all know like a good place like to party tonight?" And we're like, "Well, Again, this isn't my first. Some guys might hear that and they're like, "Party? Yeah, please." Can you? That's not us. That's not us. Like we know this already. So we're like, "Oh, party? Yeah, we some places we could party, whatever." And they're like, "Yeah." She's like, "Yeah, it's not for me." She's like, "My girl is single, and I'm trying to get her to go party with somebody or whatever. I'm trying to get her to party." And we're like, "All right, we're treading slowly." My cousin's like, "Yeah, but if you want to know," my cousin's like, "But take down my number or give me your number. I'll text you later where we gonna be or whatever club is gonna be popping because he's from there and you can go out." And they're like, "Nah, yeah, that's fine, but we want to go out with you guys. We want to go out." And I'm like, "All right." I'm like, all right, I see what's coming. She's being overly flirtatious. Sometimes as a guy, you want a girl to be flirtatious, but if they're being overly flirtatious, you think you're being set up because it usually doesn't come that easy.
It doesn't.
So she's basically giving her friend away, basically in the same thing as what the question said, where she's like saying like, "My friend is down" or whatever, like you could take it. And my boy's like, "All right," my cousin's like, "All right, let's see what it's like or whatever. Let's see where this goes." And I'm not paying too much attention to it because I already peeped that like this is a little
something feels fishy.
So blah blah blah. We do a shot together. Everybody does a shot.
Is it tequila?
Yeah, Patron, Reposade, and we're chilling. They ask for their bill, right? And we're not leaving yet. We're just chilling. So they ask for their bill. The bill comes and the girl takes it and she's like, "Man, you guys are such poor gentlemen." And we're like, "Wait," my cousin's like, "Wait, how are we poor gentlemen?" And she's like, "Y'all didn't even offer to pay the bill." And I'm like,
"Excuse you?
We just met. I don't even know you."
How did this what?
Yeah, I don't even know you. Like they was trying to flirt their way into getting us to pay their bill.
They tried to foist the bill onto you.
Yeah, and try and a lot of women to try to do this sometimes where they'll try to make you feel small for not doing some crazy shit that they think you should do, like pay a stranger's bill. Like, I ain't paying your bill. I don't even know you. Like,
who are you?
I'm paying your bill because you said a couple flirty shit. You out of your mind.
And they came up to you.
Yeah, we never showed any type of interest. Nothing.
So did they think that like, oh, we're just gonna flirt our way into a free drink?
I mean, to be honest, they just thought we were suckers. They saw us and they was like, "Look at these two suckers. We could get them to pay our bill." But boy, were they wrong.
Had you not had known, you probably would have fell for it.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that would have fell for it. There's a lot of guys that would have fell for it. But come on.
But to answer the question though, like, what is a way that a woman could wing for her homegirl? What do you think?
I think you have to genuinely flow the conversation. Like, don't sometimes like the saying, "Oh, the girl, she's DTF." It might seem good, but then as a guy, you don't really know what to do with that information.
You have to read that. You have to read the room.
Cause you're like, as a guy, you're like, So do we leave now and go, or do I have to buy you a drink, or
where does this go?
Where does this? What do we do?
Yeah.
You know. So I feel like sometimes, and I've had this happen to me. I've had this happen often where girls will come up to and be like, "She's single," but it's like when you do it like that so abruptly as a guy, it kind of puts us in a weird situation because you don't want to overly like be like, all right, well, let's get out of here then. If she's single in DTF, let's go to the.
I mean, but you know what it is? It comes from like, and this happens with a lot of guys too, where they don't have to like know how to do that. Like it's a skill to be able. Number one, conversation is a skill. Yeah. But to like basically go from not knowing a stranger to at least like entertaining a stranger to thinking that like, you know what, I like this person enough that I would like to see this person another time and maybe involve some alcohol or dinner involved. Like that's a skill like that. You can't just go in blazing hot. You know, you gotta. It's a rapport, but also it depends on like the room because for some guys that'll work. Oh, she's DTF. Oh, okay.
Yeah, like, that'll work. You know what I like? I like to like sometimes I like to break the fourth wall.
Okay.
And just be like straight up about it. Like just be like straight up like if we're having a good time and we're vibing and the conversation's good, just be like, hey, listen, like my friend, she's kind of into you. She thinks you're cool. Like, you know, you guys should talk. Like,
my friend thinks you look nice.
Yeah. That's good. Like just literally just telling a guy like telling a guy like my friend is into you.
Yeah.
And let him like kind of put it back in his court.
Exactly.
Like let him because a lot of times men are mostly comfortable in a position of them like leading the charge. Mm-hmm. So sometimes when women throw it like they don't like we don't get that a lot.
We don't know how to handle that.
Like even the ones who get it a lot, it's still not a lot compared to women who get it every day.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
that's a very good
so
point.
even the most is not a lot.
That's where I was gonna go with. That's honestly the lane I was gonna go with in the sense of, you know, for the most part, most women they're taught no, you gotta reject advances, right? But on the opposite side of that spectrum is you have to learn how to deal with advances, right? Like for men, you have to like know how to like if you hear no and keep it pushing, like all right, because you're a man, like nobody likes an overly just aggressive dude or whatever when it comes to those situations. But then the tables turn where you start getting basically hunted as a man.
Yes.
And we don't know how to handle that.
Yeah. Because it's not even like we don't know how to handle it. It's just because it's so rare, you have to be careful. Like, is this a thing? Because I mean, I heard of things where like women, one time I was in Arkansas. I was in Little Rock, Arkansas doing shows, and I went to a bar and I was at the bar just drinking, minding my business. Again, I'm not a guy trying to talk to no one at the bar. It was the NBA playoffs. I was watching the Warriors game. Like I'm not trying to make conversation, but sometimes when you to yourself like that, that attracts people. Like, yeah, especially because I was at a restaurant where like the girls are used to getting talked to, but I was just there to watch the game, and the bartender starts talking to me, and we start talking, and it's good. She's cool. Like she starts telling me a little bit about her life and the stuff she was going through, and it's cool. But then at the end of the night, like I'm getting ready to leave, and I'm like calling an Uber, right? And I can't get an Uber, so I was like, is there a cab service I could call here? I can't get an Uber, and she was like, I'll take you home if you want after like I'll give you a ride to your hotel after I get off. And it wasn't even like it wasn't like that. Like she wasn't trying to like hook up or anything. Mm-hmm. But she was like, but just to let you know, like you shouldn't be here like taking random rides. She's like, because a lot of girls here will set guys up to get robbed.
Where were you?
Yeah, in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Really?
Yeah. And she was like I've done it. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just wait for this Uber. Yeah. But I was appreciative that she told me that. So like as a guy, you got to be careful because it's not necessarily that you're worried about what the girl is gonna do, but all she got to do is send a location to the goons, and then they show up with 3 guys and guns. What are you gonna do?
Absolutely nothing.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So I feel like that's why sometimes guys have to be like more thing. But I would say to answer her question, I feel like the right way to go about it is try to if you like, because sometimes girls wanna this happens a lot. I feel like with girls, like they literally want to pawn their friend off to you. Like they want to like and them leave. Like they don't want to like stick around for the long run. Like a man when he's wingman and he'll stick around till it's time to go. Like till he knows like, all right, I gotta dip out. Yeah. But a girl will be like, here's my friend, she's DTF, take her. Yeah, I'm out. And you're like, wait. I
gotta go back to my kids.
Yeah.
That happens a lot.
Right. So I think the best way to do that is if your friend likes the guy and you could tell the guy's interested, be more genuine.
Yeah, just be cool.
Like be cool. Be like, hey, my friend really likes you. She's kind of shy.
And here's the thing too, where I don't know, sending a drink, but like my friend wants to know what you're drinking.
Yeah.
Like something like that, an icebreaker that could just lead into like a natural conversation.
Yeah.
Not don't be over the top.
Yeah. I think that's the best way. Although it is true where you will find guys that just want to hear she's DTF. But I would say that those guys are probably not guys you want.
Yeah,
those
are not the dudes you want to build.
But thank you for writing us. Thank you for your question. Thank you for listening and laughing
Appreciate
with us.
P.
Pressure P.
Yeah.
Guys, that was so insightful.
Adulthood pod. What do you expect?
Thank you, Marty Mar.
Thank you for sharing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay, I have another one. This person, Loki sent his life story.
Mm-hmm. Love a life story.
Yo, we're like Iyanla Van Zandt.
Okay, his name is Johnny.
What's up, Johnny?
What up, Johnny boy?
Is it Johnny Manziel?
So I'm kind of at a crossroads, a breakthrough. Turned 27 last month. Kind of fell apart at the fact that I haven't had anything romantic at all at this point. Like nothing. No girlfriends. I'm worried I might be an incel. Thinking something is legit wrong. I thought about it in context of the pod and under 30 not an adult quote, but also the tall quotes. I'm 6'4". Reaching out to friends and fam, they say I gotta be more myself, not afraid to be inappropriate, cringe, or annoying, and I'ma take that no doubt and try to apply it. But here's my question. Are there other things I should be applying to this? And is there any way to relieve the stress? Because 27 feels way too long. It feels like this could kill me. Hope that's not too dark for the pod. Johnny.
Here's the problem, Johnny. You're putting the pussy on the pedestal. And you gotta, I mean, watch 40-year-old Vert. You can't have it like it's the end all be all.
Nope.
It's not. You're 27. You're 6'4". Is he white?
Where's he from?
No.
Where's he from? And what does he do? Is he does he have an occupation? We might have to get Johnny on the phone.
Fancaster by internet, screenwriter by trade, and seller of comics sometimes. XOXO Johnny.
Screenwriter by trade.
Okay, we don't want to give too much of his thing out.
All right.
But Johnny, you're 6'4", right? There's honestly no reason why you shouldn't be crushing puss.
Yeah.
On the regular.
It should be like, and you know what? That's why he's coming to us, because he knows that. You bring up a good point.
Yeah.
I think first of all, Johnny, are you living at home? We need more. I need more. Are you living at home? You know what I'm saying? Do you have a car? Do you smell good? What kind of clothes are you wearing? We need more.
I don't think I'm gonna go on the I don't think any of that really matters. I think the problem is confidence.
Okay.
I think Johnny is lacking in confidence. And the truth is that confidence will get you further than anything.
But how do you build confidence?
You know when you feel like when you don't feel like you're good enough, don't feel that way.
But you have to do things.
Stop feeling that way.
You got to do things. So he said he's a what and a who? A screenwriter and a what?
Screenwriter, and he sells comics sometimes.
Oh yeah.
So you got to find your niche.
He has to find his niche. I think it's important. I've said this since I was in college. I had a mantra. I always say, women like men who do stuff. It's as simple as that.
That's a t-shirt.
It doesn't matter what you do. You have to do stuff.
Yes.
You can't not do anything. That is not attractive to a woman.
And you know what? To expound on that, big shout out to the expounders out there. I learned from, I think it was Nick Saban. He was talking about the difference between the NFL and college football, right? And he was saying that in college, you get players with all kind of skills or whatever, but the coaches, they want them to fit the culture's perspective versus the NFL. These guys are getting paid millions of dollars. They're getting paid by the general manager or whatever. So you have to be able to, as a coach, you got to figure out how you can utilize that person's individual skills. You want to put them in positions to shine. If you like comics or you do comics, you got to go to Comic-Con. You got to go to places where you find like-minded, individuals of the opposite sex or same sex, whatever you in. You got to put yourself in scenarios to win. Definitely do something, right?
Do stuff.
Maybe start a comic blog or whatever. There's meetups. You
got to go outside.
You got to meet people who like what you like too.
And
you go outside.
You're not an incel unless you accept it.
Yeah.
You have to accept that you are involuntarily celibate. I think you got to go outside.
Join a gym.
Do things. Join a gym. Go outside. And also remember that don't be afraid of rejection. It is a numbers game.
It comes with
the best looking guy, whoever it is, he gets rejected.
All
Everyone
the time.
gets rejected.
Yes.
It is a numbers game. And honestly, when you see a girl, if you want to speak to her, don't be afraid to speak to her. You can't lose. Think about it. If you don't speak to her, you can't lose. You can only win or tie. If she says no, that's a tie, because if you didn't speak to her, you still wouldn't have her.
And you gain that experience.
And if she says yeah, you win. So every time you want to talk to a girl, you want to say hello, respectfully, of course, always have that mantra. You can't lose. It's only win or tie.
And to build off of what you off of our next T-shirt of women like men who do things.
That's not a bad shirt.
That's a great shirt. But you have to do interesting things. You got to be interesting, you know? Like, you all over the world, Montreal, and this, that, and the third, drinking spit. Like, that's interesting. That's something.
Not everyone's not going to be us.
I know. Come on.
People be God.
Yeah, I know. And that's difficult. But, like, you can't be like God. Isn't that what they say in the Bible or something like that?
I mean,
the image of God
best,
or something? But try.
Listen, you're 6'4". I mean, you're 6'4".
That's already a win.
I mean, you're not going to get sympathy from me. Maybe APM. But not from me. You're 6'4". Get into the gym. Do shit. Go outside. Talk to women. Or I don't know if it sounded like maybe you might like guys. Go talk to guys too. Whatever you like.
And have some. You need somebody. But also, I think it's important to have a woman to like help like repackage what your package is.
You're 6'4", bro.
Nah, but if you're 6'4", you're looking sloppy. You can't be out here looking sloppy. Like I hear the doofy stuff that you be saying, because there's some dudes that you want to. You know what I'm saying? Get some cologne. Fix your skin. I think we got to put out our skin regimen. We might have to chop that up, because
I think that's a shirt. You're 6'4", bro. You're 6'4", bro.
Drink water. You know what I'm saying?
Think about you could have your life right now and be 5'7". Think about that. How much worse that would be.
Much worse.
You're 6'4". You got it, man.
Believe in yourself. It's halfway there.
Believe in yourself. Go on the Adulthood podcast page. Look at the women that follow the page and just start DMing. Tell them we sent you.
I think not only that. No, that's true.
No, really, I can send you to some.
Tell them we sent you.
That's very true. I think that we have a piece of content here that like we could make millions. I think we need to meet Johnny in real life, and we got to take over his life.
Maybe we'll do a Zoom and for one of the episodes if he's close.
We need to be on the E Network. This is a show.
If he'll call in one day and we can help him, because I really want. I feel like
it's our responsibility.
Yeah, I mean 27. Yeah, it honestly, if you're out there, it should have happened by now. And honestly, whatever, I don't know what you look like, Johnny, but I'm gonna be honest with you, it does not matter, because I have seen the worst men getting women. It's all about your confidence and how you talk to them and how you carry yourself.
100%.
But thank you for your question.
Yeah, thank you for listening.
And follow up with us. Like if you met a girl, if next week you follow these things, you met a girl and you got laid, let us know. Send us a gift package.
Success story. Champagne.
Care package. Yeah.
I like Ace of Spades.
Yeah, I like Prosecco.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have another one?
I do. This is from
Shout
Vinny.
out Johnny.
Shout out Vinny.
Vinny, what's up, Vin?
Okay. At what point in the talking stage would you delete the dating apps?
The talking stage?
This is a tricky one. Yeah, this is a tricky one. Vinny, I'm going to be honest with you. I would say you don't.
You don't.
I would say you are one bad text message away from getting ghosted.
Yeah.
Never forget that.
Don't forget that.
You're in the talking stage. I don't care how many dates you've been on. You're one annoyance from being ghosted.
The talking stage is very dangerous.
Do not cut off all other possibilities until you have a conversation where you both know that this is what you want.
Yes.
I wouldn't delete it in the talking stage.
Don't delete it. No,
I wouldn't delete it.
That's too soon.
Keep your options open.
All the way
Same
open.
thing goes to women. Sometimes these guys, they go on a date and they're like, delete your Tinder. Delete my what?
What? No.
No.
I don't even know you.
Yeah. I don't know you.
Yeah. Wow, that's a good question.
Yeah, that is a really good question. I don't think you should delete it until you know that this person is, that you and this person are gonna give it a shot.
You know what? Here's a fun fact. I have never like had any success on any of the dating apps. I probably tried them one time, and I was like, I do way better in real life, so I deleted it. I was never on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've said this before. I think I do better in real life. Like you know, I need to speak to the person.
Yeah.
I need the charm.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But I've in the days where I was on the dating apps, I met, to be honest, the people that I met on dating apps, like we became friends. Like pretty cool friends. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not anti it. I don't do them now because I'm way too famous.
I think that's true. But like, I think also like the time where I had like tried the dating apps, that's when it had switched to like where they were just like pushing their Instagrams, you know, where it's just like, oh, just following me on Instagram and stuff. So like, it was almost like promotion. I was like, this feels weird. Yeah. That's not what I heard.
Marty, what do you think? You maybe he wants to hear, I doubt it, but maybe he wants to hear a female's perspective. Why don't you give it to him?
When you should delete the dating apps?
Yeah. In which phase?
I feel like you should delete the dating apps when you're hanging out with the person like once a week.
Or
like once or twice a week. Like when you're like hanging out with somebody, like you know you're going to continue hanging out with them. Like I would probably, I don't know if you necessarily have to delete it, but I would like stop messaging other people because that's like a lot of energy. Like I don't ever really delete anything off my phone unless I'm like,
well, if you're in a serious relationship, you should delete it off your phone.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Like, it'd be weird that you're still like...
You look like perplexed.
Because you're going to get messages.
Wait, you don't agree?
I mean, they're just, like, the dating apps are funny to me. So I feel like a lot of people have them.
They're very hilarious.
They have them ironically. Like I feel like a lot of people
that's
have
a good
them
excuse.
ironically.
There you go. That's a good excuse. Tell your girl you have them ironically. Tell them you're a hipster.
That is a woman's perspective.
No,
Imagine like
baby,
I'm just getting these ton of dick pics ironically.
It's just funny. Imagine telling your girl like, no, I'm just on here just because it makes me laugh. What? That's domestic violence waiting to happen.
I don't know, guys. I feel like, well, you said you're not on them anymore. Were you ever on Raya?
No.
Did they not let you on?
No, they let me on.
Is that the famous
I've
one?
been solicited for Raya. Yeah, I've been solicited. Were you on Raya?
No.
Oh, yeah, I've been solicited for Raya. I never joined. I just felt like...
Is Johnny on the dating apps? Maybe Johnny needs to get on a dating app.
Maybe Johnny
He
needs to
is.
get on.
This is Vinny.
Oh, this is Vinny.
This is Vinny.
Oh, Johnny.
I'm sure Johnny's on the dating apps. If you're not on the dating apps, you should join the atrocious people on there. I'm sure you're fine.
Yeah.
Just to get it out the way.
Yeah. Join different neighborhoods. Like if you live somewhere where there aren't like, you know, like it's like a bunch of people that are like older or families, like join in Williamsburg.
I have a real comment, but
Bushwick.
we might have to change. We have to save it for the Patreon, bro. Just pay for it, man. Just get it out of the way. And then this way, like,
you bring up a good
you
point.
don't have so much pressure on yourself.
This is a good point.
It's ridiculous.
Because I remember one time a couple years ago, I was out of the country with a group of friends, and we had one of the guys in the group hadn't had his first sexual experience yet, and he was getting a little up there in age. So what the guys did is they purchased it for him.
That's so cute.
And I mean,
but
that's one way of looking at it.
Weird, but cute.
It sounds crazy, but here's my thing.
And she was, when I tell you, she was like she was a 10.
Wait,
oh wow!
Wait, I completely misunderstood what you just said. They purchased a person, not the dating app subscription. They purchased.
Oh no, we went straight to the source.
The act.
Wait, I take back what I said.
Nah, you said it.
It's too late. There's no take back.
I take it back.
No, and it sounds crazy, but my perspective, the reason why I said that is because like when you get up there in age, right? Unless you find someone else who is like similar in a similar boat where they're also like inexperienced, you're also putting yourself under tremendous pressure where
that is
now
true.
You don't know
took the pressure away from him.
You don't know what you're doing, and like that could be very demoralizing. You go down and like you finally meet someone who decides that they want to share that moment with you, and you have no experience and you're terrible, and she's like, what if she ridicules you? That's also what leads to serial killers.
She's gonna.
Versus
if you had a bad
professional
sexual encounter and you think she's not ridiculing you in her group chat, you're out of your
You're
mind.
out of your mind. She's torturing you. You have she's gonna, and she might demean you.
Yeah.
Versus a professional, this is their profession. It's gonna be very welcoming, catering. You know, they're called professionals for a reason. I'm just saying.
You bring up a good point, because I want to give this tip to the people. If as a guy, if you have a bad sexual encounter and you know she's gonna talk about it, I mean that's part of it. Like if women like to talk about bad sex, like they love it. It's their thing. Mm-hmm. If you have and everyone has had bad.
Everybody.
It's not. You're not. You know, it's not new for you. It's something that happens.
It happens.
I think the best way to deal with it is you got to really own it. Don't like try to like make up an excuse about how you didn't eat that day, how gluten makes you feel bloated, how you can't eat peanut. Don't do this.
No.
You have to own it. I did that.
And I gave you your moment right there.
Thank you.
I was gonna say another thing, a pro tip also too is that like, yo, you gotta understand, like when you start getting up in age, you really can't be expecting to go to the steakhouse and then come in and thinking that you're gonna knock it out the park.
Yeah.
Another thing too is you can't be overly intoxicated and thinking that like you just gonna, you know, do your thing, because there's things that
nature doesn't work that way.
It doesn't.
We all wish we could be 18 forever.
Nope,
we can't.
It doesn't.
That's
shout
just
out to
what
Blue
it is.
Chew.
Yeah,
we
shout
need a
out
Blue
Blue
Chew
Chew
sponsor.
You know, it's funny you say that, because I don't know if I asked you this, but what do you think is the right amount of time if you live with your partner to have sex a week?
Oh wow, that is a very good question. I think that there's no number on it, because when you live with your partner, there's so many different factors that go on, especially the fact that, you know, especially if you're working, and then also, you know, there's so many different things going on. So like, you might have an expectation, they might have an expectation, and then those expectations don't get met. So you should just let go of expectations and be present in the moment.
That was a good answer,
Adulthood pro
but I
tip.
think it's 3.
3? Why 3?
Well, I think when you live with somebody, and I've never lived with somebody, I don't know anything about women, relationships, or vaginas, but I think that when you live with somebody and you're together for a while, I think it's important to have a routine where you can get that in, because if you let work or other things, you might get carried away. You might look back and be like, we haven't had sex in a month and a half.
Yeah.
You know, I know couples who are like, we haven't had sex in 3 months. And I'm like, well, if you haven't had sex in 3 months, I feel like your relationship is kind of dying.
But you bring up a good point, and that's the part of the relationship where you hear people say like relationships or work. That is also your responsibility to keep it fucking spicy.
Yeah.
You have to,
which is hard.
It's hard, but you have to like whatever, you know, strawberries, whipped cream, whatever. You have to, you know, keep it.
Yeah, make
keep it
snacks.
fun. Yeah, snacks. And you really have to be dialed into. It's funny. You have to be dialed into what your partner likes and what like your partner finds sexy.
Yeah.
And then vice versa. You have to be dialed into yourself on what you find and like find that common ground, because there's also couples that they can't keep their hands off each other. Like, that's gross. You guys have been married for 25 years and you're still like acting like teenagers. Like, keep your hands to yourself.
That's kind of perverted.
Yeah. Keep your hands to yourself. Don't you have enough kids? You know what this leads to.
What do you think, Marty?
How many times a week?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3.
3.
2.
I know some guys that are like, I need every day. I'm like, that's just
you know,
undoable.
But you know what makes
that's
that
just
undoable too?
A no from me.
Vacations, because then you realize that like women's sex drives are actually higher than men's.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point. So
you can't keep up.
How much on vacation?
On vacation,
if you let's say you go on vacation for a week to a hot Caribbean island, so it's sexy.
Honestly, you probably won't even be able to keep up with her.
I think vacation, I won't even give you, let's say 4 or 5 days. I think twice a day.
Sometimes more.
Yeah.
And you realize how.
But listen, don't trying to keep up with these women and then chafe. Okay.
And then not only that, if she's, you know, working out and she has way more endurance stamina, you're gonna embarrass yourself.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's also weeks that are like, I feel like 3, and then also like there's like 2 weeks a month usually where you're just like, well,
where you don't want to do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. How is that? Is that how it works for women?
I think so. Yeah.
But then my question also is, how do women respond when men aren't in the mood?
I don't think they could take it. I'm going to speak for all women and say I don't think they could take it.
Wow.
Are you the women representative?
Well, somebody actually messaged me, a girl, and was like, I love it when you speak for all women.
Oh,
I'm sure.
Shout out to her.
So people love it.
I mean, I feel like I don't know. Like if someone turned me down, I'd be like, okay, sure, great.
But are you hurt? Not someone, your partner. So it's not like they don't like you. They just don't want to do it right now.
No, I don't think I'd be hurt. No, I don't think I have been hurt.
Yeah.
I think because obviously, like, if you know the feeling of not wanting to do it right now, then you like just intuitively are like, oh, that's the feeling they have.
One time that happened, I was out of college, you know, I might have had way too many drinks and it wasn't working. I got accosted of cheating. They accused me of cheating.
Why?
Because I didn't want to.
Oh, yeah.
That happens.
Yeah.
When you're like, and maybe I think I might have had like a food poisoning experience, and it's just like I really don't feel like this. And are you cheating? Who was that other bitch? Like, whoa, wait a minute. How?
Yeah.
So,
and it's sometimes less embarrassing to be like, yeah, I am cheating than to let her know you ate bad sushi.
not if she's like going to the UFC gym. You don't want to deal with that.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that is important for the adulterers to understand is that like whatever embarrassing experience you have, like everyone is having it. Everyone has had these bad experiences. So don't feel like it's just you, and have confidence that we're all going through this shit together. I mean, I remember one time straight out of college, I was dating this girl, and at the time she was like a little older than me, and at the time, like she was like 4 or 5 years older than me. I was only like 21.
Was
and
she in the prime?
It was just so much pressure that I remember the first time we tried to hook up, I couldn't perform.
You overthought it.
Like the first 2-3 times.
And this is what I'm saying. For like, think about Johnny. Like he's 27. Imagine that happening.
I was only 21. You know, I was fresh in the game.
Fresh out.
But yeah, I remember those days. It happens to everyone.
Yeah, it does.
It's not like
put too much pressure on yourself.
Yeah. So it's important. It's important to be confident and believe in yourself.
Yes.
You have anything else, Marty?
Embarrassment's a choice.
That's a t-shirt.
There you go.
That is true. That's a t-shirt.
Embarrassment is a choice. Embarrassment is a choice.
Women like men who do
That's not
things.
bad, Marty. I never thought I'd say this.
Mercury's always in retrograde. We gotta start getting to it.
You got any more questions?
She's got compliments.
Let's hear those.
Oh. Who doesn't like a nice compliment? Who doesn't like a nice compliment?
I sent this one to you too. Okay, someone sent me this I just thought was funny. Someone sent me a DM on the podcast account today, and I think they meant it for a different podcast, unless we did a full episode that I don't remember.
Let's hear it.
Okay. On episode 14, Alien Theory, people with negative blood types are human aliens because when a person is pregnant and has that blood type, they have to get a shot to protect themselves from the fetus.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Alien Theory?
That was my thought. I think it's the wrong podcast, but I thought it was funny. And
That's
I was
hilarious.
like, she really took a second to write this out. And I was
Episode 14, what?
Yeah, it's not meant for our podcast. But thank you to Glendy.
Well, thank you, Glendy.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate you. Thank you for following us.
For caring and for DMing the
Yeah.
podcast.
You know what's funny? It probably was us.
But we don't remember.
Yeah, she probably just remembers our podcast better than we do.
us.
Yeah. This is a question somebody sent in. I just started dating again after a long relationship, and it's wild out here. I haven't dealt with the roach flick or eye gouge, but met a girl on Hinge a few weeks ago, and on our second date, she freaked out on me mid-date for gawking at another girl that walked by. We brought this up on vacation episode.
Yeah.
It was terrible. Made a scene at the restaurant, and all I could think about was how would Ian try to turn this around?
What are you doing gawking though, bro?
Listen, I've been known to gawk.
You're a gawker?
I have wandering eyes. But what I like to say is I have LASIK. So sometimes my eyes get dry.
Yeah.
So I'll look around. But I don't think a girl should be making a scene on a first date because you looked at another woman. It's like you having apps. Like, am I expected not to look? I mean, you shouldn't be looking at other women on a date.
But that's the thing. Isn't gawking like you're zoomed in, right? Like
what would you say
you're
gawking is?
ogling over it?
Yeah, just don't be rude.
Just keep it cash.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you
don't be
look
rude.
at another person, that's not a weird thing, or you acknowledge another person, but that's different than being gawking at them.
Yeah.
That's rude.
Yeah, that's pretty rude.
Yeah. I mean, he gawked at another girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so the girl probably felt like, oh, you're looking at another girl or whatever.
yeah, and
I don't even think I would bring that up on a first date, though.
no, but I feel like it's being rude on a first date. It's like being rude to waiters. You're just kind of like, ew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One time I was on a date, and we was out of the country. This was years ago, and we went out. I think we went out to eat, and then we went to a club or a lounge, right? And we was chilling at the club or lounge, and security came by and handed the girl a note, right? And she took the note, and then I took the note from her, and I was reading what it was, and it was a guy sending her
A note?
his number.
Oh, that's funny.
So yeah,
high
she
level
was right next to me, and it was a guy sending her his number, and I was like, throw that out, and she was like, no, and I was like, all right, I guess.
That's rude of you. Why'd you take the note?
What?
Because I'm standing there, and some guy hands you a note,
His phone number?
like
Yeah, but then isn't that kind of like if somebody gave me a note and someone just snatched it out of my hand, I'd be like, that was rude.
Well, it's not like a friend gave you a note. This is another man
a
while you're on a
strange
date.
man.
And it's not even more about you. It's about me. It's like, you think
He
you could
doesn't
just
res-
hand girls notes that I'm with?
The high level of disrespect is
that's
crazy.
that's my toxic masculinity button going off. Like,
How so?
Really?
because it's like it's ownership. Like, why do you care? Like, you don't own that person. Like, she can get notes from
But
other
they're in
people.
another country on
It's
vacation.
not about ownership. It's not even about her. This could happen with like a friend of mine, and I'll get annoyed because it's like, as the guy, you don't know if I'm her husband. You just think that I'm so insignificant that you could just hand her notes
of your phone number.
Yeah, like it's more about me than it is about you.
That's crazy.
I've had this happen before where I've been out with a friend and like somebody tried, like just a legit friend who I've never done anything with, and somebody tries to like talk to her in front of me, and I'll be like, if you're trying to talk to a girl in front of me that I'm with one-on-one, you gotta come and be like, hey, is this like
okay?
Because if you don't even acknowledge me, I'm like, oh, you think I'm some?
You think I'm pussy?
Yeah, that's what it is. So that's what it was. I don't think that's toxic.
It's you feeling threatened. Then why would you how can you not think it's toxic if somebody tried to communicate with another person and you were like, oh, let me intercept this because you have to go through me to communicate with this person.
But it's not even.
First of all, I'm paying for this date,
That's
so I
number
do
one.
own you.
But
for the next few hours,
that's number one.
For the next few hours, this bottle that I purchased, you come with it.
But there's the intention behind it. It's not even the actual action. It's the intention of.
It's the intention.
I'm literally trying to take her away from.
I'm a grown man. You treated me like I'm a child. Like you treated me like I'm insignificant.
What?
Like I'm not a person.
People
Like,
go to war.
If you want to talk to her, wait till she goes to the bathroom. Wait till I walk
a
off.
decent man.
You're doing it right in front of me. That's not crazy to you?
That's crazy.
No.
What would you do if a girl did that?
If a girl handed somebody I was with a note,
A guy note, yeah.
I think I'd just be like, okay. Like, first of all, I wouldn't look at it unless they like showed it to me. I just I might ask, but I wouldn't be like, here, let me take this and read it.
So I want to hear people's opinion on this. I want people to, in the comments, if you're watching this on YouTube, in the comment
please
what you would do.
I'm perplexed
because
right now.
if you're in my, if we're out on a date, you're in my, I got us a section, and a man comes up to you and hands you a note, can I or can I not? Do I not have authority to read the note?
Not only that. So Marty, you're telling me that you're on a date with a man, right? Or another person.
Yeah.
And someone comes up in front of like the other person to you to basically court you, and the other person who you actually came with doesn't do anything, just sits by and lets that happen. You're gonna be okay with that? You're not gonna be like, yo, fam, you're just gonna let this person like?
I think I would take it as a really funny thing.
Really?
Like, I would just
not everything is jokes, Marty.
Everything's jokes.
Not everything is fun and games. I feel like as a woman, I feel like the right thing to do if that happens and somebody hands you a note is be like, no, thank you.
And rip it up.
Like, yeah, that's the right thing. That's if like she wasn't, she was whatever. She wasn't, but if you don't do that, like if somebody hands me a note, if we're out on a date, you don't even have to be, it doesn't even matter who's paying. I said that kind of jokingly. If somebody hands you a note when we're out, hands me a note when we're out, I think, and you like want to read it, like I don't think that's weird.
So you would be okay if somebody being flirtatious with like your significant other right in front of your face?
Do you guys not have chaos gremlins in your head? Like,
What
do
is
you
a
not
chaos
enjoy
gremlin?
humor?
What's a chaos gremlin? I don't enjoy it at all.
You don't enjoy humor
No.
at
I
all.
think-
You know that checks.
No.
I believe that.
But you know what? I think honestly that's very funny. But the thing is too, like we know where we come from. It's not funny. It leads to violence.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that's
it leads
like
to
very
like very
dangerous.
serious
Yeah.
negative repercussions.
Yeah, you could get like honestly, you do that to the wrong guy, you might get killed.
You looking at my girl?
Yeah, you do that. You hand a girl a note.
That's something totally.
You hand a guy's girl a note while he's with her.
That's crazy.
That's like, I mean, yeah, that's like.
That feels really dramatic.
It is.
It is.
Okay.
It is
Just
really
that
dramatic.
Like on the same page there. Cool.
It is really dramatic.
Cool.
That's crazy.
But sometimes men, men, when you threaten a guy's masculinity or his ego, that's where it goes.
I've heard like my women friends, like, you know, because that's happened where they were out and they're out with a friend and some guy doesn't even acknowledge the guy and just starts talking to the woman. She's just like, not only she feels not safe.
Yeah.
It's just like, you're just gonna let this person in bars on our personal space, like, and the guy's like, who are you? You know, what are you doing here? And just starts. What? That's crazy.
Yeah, don't you want to feel? I mean, is there any part of you that wants to feel protected by the person you're with, or no?
I feel like I feel protected by the person I'm with when they like respect me as a person.
Sure,
like,
you're protected from them, but are you protected from like outside dangers?
Have you ever been in a violent situation?
Yeah. No. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't consider anything violent. You're like, this is fun.
It's just all
She almost
funny.
got sex trafficked in Africa. And it was fine.
It's all funny to me. Like, I feel like,
Wow.
it's all like a giant joke. So
There's women listening right now who are rolling their eyes at Marty Marr.
But it's like, okay, I understand that I'm also like very lucky. Like, I understand that like I don't think I've told the Africa story on here, but I told it to Ian and DJ PM, and they looked at me like horrified.
Yeah.
Like their eyes just got big, and then they just didn't blink for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, and I understand that like that's incredibly privileged to be, that I'm just like, I'm alive and it's fun.
Yeah.
So like I get that, and I
Yeah.
feel like because I have that mentality, I think everything's funny, but I also understand that mentality is like very unto me. Like not everybody gets that mentality.
And look, I'm not saying like in hindsight the thing happening is funny.
It is
But
funny.
in the moment, it's funny that you thought you could hand her a note and I was going to be cool with it.
Yeah.
But it's not even about her. It's more like, I feel like, again, if I was with like a friend and you handed her a note and it was just me and her and like you didn't know what I might be like, what are you doing too? Because it's like, it's just a disrespect. It's like a guy to guy disrespectful thing. As like a guy, you know not to do that. As a man, you should know not to do that because
Absolutely.
you don't know who this person is, right?
No.
So as a man, think about this. If like as a man, you operating from a point of like, this person could be a killer and I don't know about it.
Yep.
And he might kill me if I do this. That's
Yep.
how you should act,
Yeah.
right? So when you don't believe that, the other opposite is like, he's so soft, he's so pussy.
He's not gonna do anything.
He won't do anything.
I can
look in
anything.
his eyes and know that he's a sucker.
I could put my balls on his
Right.
drink and
So,
he's just gonna be like,
that's the other extreme where you're
Yeah.
like, you think I'm this soft that you could just walk all over me when I'm with my lady
Yeah.
or a lady?
Yeah.
Why does everything have to be tough though? Why can't you just like be soft?
Everything doesn't have, we drink Aperol Spritz and Santorini. Everything doesn't have to be tough. We're the opposite of everything tough.
But that doesn't mean that we can't be aware of that situation.
There's still things you do and things you don't do.
Yeah, we're peaceful people, but
We're
it's
peaceful
also
people.
you also like, as with more experience and you see life happening, you can tell that okay, something's going on right here.
Yes.
This violence is about to break. One time I was at dinner and it was on 14th Street, we're at Capella. This is a couple years ago.
Olive Garden?
No, Capella.
Oh.
Yeah. And then I'm with a date, and then there's a table that all of a sudden some ruckus happens, and it's a guy and a girl, and it's just like, okay, somebody needs to step in before, like, number one, there's a domestic violence charge, but also number two, where like, you know how fights happen where one small thing could lead into a big brawl, and I'm like, okay, I need to make sure I'm aware because nothing can happen over here. You know, it's just like one of those things. You got to be present of your surroundings at all times. So like, that's amazing. That it's like, nah, it's fun. What was it? Gnomes? What is it?
What do you mean? Oh, Chaos Gremlins.
Chaos Gremlins.
Yeah, your inner chaos
Look,
gremlin.
I'm one of these guys. Like, and some might call this toxic masculinity. Some might call this. Some women might say this is what they want. I'm the kind of person, if I take you out on a date, like if I invite you out on a date, if you're out with me, I feel like your safety is my responsibility.
Yes. That's what it comes down to.
Okay. Well, I'm not against that. Like, if you want to, like, I'm like, but I feel like I'm like that with my friends too. Like, if I'm out with somebody and like I'm drinking and they're not, like, I think I would kind of look to them to be like, okay, you're gonna make sure that I like.
Right. Well, if a guy's just passing you a note and I'm worried about, and like your safety is also on my mind, like this could be a note like, hey, come meet me outside, and then you get sex trafficked, and then what? Like,
that's your fault.
Yeah, that's my fault.
I see that point of view of it. I guess it would depend on how they gave me the note and how surprised I was that I got the note. Like if somebody was like, if I wasn't like weirded out by the situation, somebody passed me a note and I was like, oh, I want to like read this, then I'd be annoyed if somebody like took it from me to be like, you have like, let me make sure you're okay. But if somebody like very creepily came over and like slipped me a piece of paper, I might just be like, yeah, we're gonna throw this out and leave.
First of all, he sent security to send it over.
That's
so that's
even more
like,
disrespectful.
I would open it then
So,
if it was security.
That's even more disrespectful.
Yeah.
And that is such a dangerous thought process on the other guy's perspective, because I know some people where like they'll snap and like break the bottle and go over there. Like,
yeah. That's what I'm
up?
saying. It's crazy. You can't be doing stuff like that.
No, you can't.
Honestly, I want to hear like what the people have to say. Like,
yeah,
so it's
make
like,
sure they chime in.
If you follow the Instagram, if you're on YouTube, whatever, DM the page and let us know, is it okay if in that scenario, if you're on a date and somebody slips your girl a note, whether it's your first date or your girlfriend or your wife, is it okay for you to want to read the note?
You know what's crazy? Spotify, because I know we're on Spotify, right? Mm-hmm. They got to allow people to comment, because this would be a great...
Comment on YouTube.
Yeah, comment on YouTube. Comment on YouTube.
Let us know what you
hit us in the DMs.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Or comment on Apple Podcasts.
Like,
leave a review.
Oh, leave a review.
Yeah. Comment in your review.
Yeah. Again, thank you guys for listening. We appreciate it. We're coming at you every week. This is episode 19?
Yep.
Every week we're coming at you with new content, new stuff. It's great. You guys have been listening. You guys have been giving us so many positive reviews. Please keep sending in your questions. Keep telling us how much you love the podcast, even if it's not our podcast. DM the page anyway. Even if you like, tell us how much you like another podcast. Just DM the page and let us know.
It's Vente Nueve.
What does that mean? 29?
I think so.
August 29th?
No.
August.
No, I don't think it's August 29th.
No.
This is August 21st.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, when this comes out August 21st, I have a movie that'll be out.
What?
Yeah.
What?
August 21st.
What?
It's a cartoon movie.
What?
Yeah.
Are you doing voiceover work?
Yeah, it's on Hulu. It'll be on Hulu. It's called Finnick, Finnick.
Okay.
And that should be out on Hulu this week. If you got kids or you dating a girl, she got kids, watch it with the family. I play Finnick, the lead character.
That's fire.
And that'll be out on Hulu this week.
Is there merch?
Make sure you check it out. I can't do any merch because we are on strike. There's a strike.
Damn.
So I'm not even sure I'm allowed to promote it, but it'll be up there.
Damn.
So check it out. If you want to see me do stand-up, this is the end of August. So starting next week, I'll be back on the road in September. I got Chicago, I got Springfield, Massachusetts, I got Laugh, Seattle, and I'm ending the month of September in Las Vegas. So
shout out to Vegas, baby.
Yeah, so if you want to check out my dates, ianlaralive.com. I got my dates up till the end of the year. Come see me on the road. The podcast is growing, the stand-up is growing. Love you guys.
Big shout out. Yeah, big shout out to everybody that's been listening and everybody checking in. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of love. Actually, Thursday, 8/24, I will be at Panda again. Shout out to everybody in Harlem. We're doing the after work thing. Yeah, come out, come have some good food, some good music. You know, and then getting ready for September. That Finnick, that's big, bro. Congratulations. How long is you know how long it is? It's like an hour and a half.
It's a 90 minute. Yeah.
Make sure you tune in on Hulu.
It's a full thing,
yeah, definitely. I mean, shit, y'all might be on strike. We not, so we're going to throw a party for him, right?
Yeah.
We're going to throw a party. Yeah, that's big.
Thank you, guys. Thank y'all for listening. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. The Adulthood Podcast, the #1 lifestyle wellness podcast.
I'm Ian Lara.
And I'm DJ PM. Later.
Boom.